Hello, everybody.
Hi,
Welcome back.
we're here
And you're there.
and we're glad to have you.
Absolutely. Perfect combination. We're here, you're there, and we're all together
Yeah.
in digital space, in the metaverse.
There you go. Oh.
So, first order of business before we sort of launch right into a reaction is we've hit our first milestone.
Yeah.
We have 100 subscribers.
I think we broke 100, 101 or 2 last I saw. We're skyrocketing.
Skyrocketing. That may not sound impressive to our viewers, but I'm impressed.
Hey, I figure out of 32 billion people that look at YouTube, if 100 of them subscribe to us, we're doing good.
We're doing amazing. Although, I think the next level may be a ways off because, like what, you can't do like 200. That's a weird number. You'd have to do 500 or 1,000 or something.
Let's shoot for 500.
All right. Yeah, I think that's a good goal. So we better come up with some way to be more interesting.
And encourage all of our viewers to tell your friends, send them a link to us and tell them to watch.
You guys have to see this music reaction channel.
They're awesome.
It's the most amazing thing I've ever seen.
And the great music that they put up there.
And that's actually it, right? I mean, not to be too biased, but between the two of us, we've got pretty incredible taste in music, if I do say so myself.
I'd have to go along with that.
I think that's mostly unbiased, like it's just objectively true.
If you took a poll of a whole bunch of people and gave them my library of music, I bet a large percentage of those people would agree with a large percentage of my library.
I think that's good. Yeah, there's a quote from the movie Anchorman that just reminded me of it. Now I'm going to get it wrong, but Paul Rudd, he says something like, I'm almost right 90% of the time or something.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. Okay, so our first reaction today is we're going to try something new. It's a little bit of a twofer, and you'll see what I mean when we get into this. I've actually got a music video. Now, we don't usually do a lot of videos, but in this case, the video adds a significant element, and so I think it's useful to have the video with it. And then actually what I want to show after that is actually a comedy sketch related to this artist.
All right. All right.
So we'll give this a shot. So I wore my pancake hat today in reference to this band. So does that help? Do you know who it is?
I'm trying to think of who that might call to mind. Right off the top of my head, the first one that comes to mind is the Genesis guy.
Oh yeah, Phil Collins. Yeah,
Phil Collins.
He does wear a pancake hat, and I have historically been a big Genesis fan. So that's a that was.
But that ain't it.
That's not it. No, that's not it. No, but I'm pretty sure every time I've seen the lead singer to this band, he's got a pancake hat on. So Brian Johnson, lead singer of ACDC. So ACDC is an interesting group. Obviously, you've heard lots of ACDC songs. You can't live in in this world and not have heard at least 6 different ACDC songs.
I'm not sure about that.
Really?
I've probably heard very few ACDC songs, unless I happened to hear it and didn't know that was them.
Okay.
That's a possibility.
All right. So You Shook Me All Night Long. Yeah, you shook me all night long.
Oh, okay. I've heard that one.
Yeah, I'm sure you've heard a few, whether you knew it was AC/DC or not. So, kind of a rock and roll, I mean, just a straight up rock and roll band, So anyway, I like a fair amount of AC/DC. They've got a very distinct sound. And this song in particular it's not one of their older ones, right, that you would have probably heard. But it's still got that same feel. So this one's Thunderstruck. The other reason I wanted to play this one is because looking at other music reaction channels, this may be one of the top videos that people react to. I think I've seen this reacted to a dozen times on other music channels. Yeah. So I kind of feel like we have to.
Did they, is this their song? Did they do it first? Did they write it?
Yes.
Because I've seen the title, the song title Thunderstruck, other places. For one, those 2 guys on a cello. Have you ever seen their, what are they called? They might be called 2 guys in a cello or something. But it's just 2 guys on 2 cellos, and they play some wilds. It ain't the kind of cello you normally hear. And one that they do is a song called Thunderstruck, which
it's probably this one.
The other day, I was flipping through some videos and stumbled across one, and I clicked on it because it had the same title as the cello guys. I'll put that in the comments later on, the name of that duo. But anyway, this one was this hillbilly band out in their backyard with banjo and playing a song called Thunderstruck, which I'm guessing was the same song.
I'm guessing so. It's pretty popular. So, well, good. Well, now you get to hear and see the original.
All right.
So, you got it up?
I do.
All right. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, and then click the button.
All right.
1, 2, 3.
Wow. Wow, man. That song's got some drive, some energy.
Oh, yeah, it made me sweat.
I wonder what the lyrics are. I don't think I caught a word of the lyrics.
Oh, what about Thunderstruck?
What?
Yeah, well, you caught that lyric.
He said Thunderstruck?
Yeah, could you imagine being at that concert?
I wonder if was that a real auditorium?
I don't
With
know,
those
but
layers of sort of balconies where people standing at the rail.
that'd be awesome, wouldn't it?
That was very strange looking.
Very cool though.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been to a fair number of concerts and nothing like that. And I've never seen ACDC, which, you know, that's a bummer. That's one of those on my list that just didn't happen.
Yeah. Man, a lot of energy. I sometimes think that rock musicians are underrated. Well, hell, probably not even considered in terms of athleticism. They talk about race car drivers have to be in really good shape, and of course, all in football and hockey and all that. But man, some of them rock guys got to be in really good shape. The front guy in the
Sorry.
skipping across the stage nonstop and energy.
Sorry, I'm causing
What
trouble.
are you
over here.
doing?
I'm causing trouble. Sorry. It's I got too many things open, too many tabs flying around. Sorry about that.
Saw the Who in concert. I don't know when.
That was a long time ago.
If anybody's from St. Louis, it was at a venue called the Arena, which was an old, big arena, and they tore it down. I don't know, maybe in the 80s, I guess. But saw the Who there, and I was just awestruck at Roger Daltrey. I don't remember which song it was, but through the entire song, while he's singing, he was running in place the whole time. It was just amazing. Those guys got to be animals.
Yeah. So, I mean, either they're in great shape or, hopped up on cocaine.
Cocaine and amphetamines and whatever, juiced up.
Juiced up.
But yeah, they're very energetic. That was pretty good. I liked it. I'm not sure how often I'd want to hear it, but if I could put it on just the main list, I think that'll go on the list.
Oh, interesting. So I'm curious then. So, because I mean, partly it's just entertaining, right? Like I like the video. You can see why the video is kind of nice to go with it, right? I mean, the song's cool, and I kind of have the same thing. Like, I like hearing it every once in a while. I don't want to hear it all the time, but
Yeah.
if you're in the right mood for that kind of like amped up, kind of energy, it's fun, But yeah, but the video adds another element to it.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of numbers that the video helps make it.
Yeah. So here's what I wanted to do as part 2 of this, and it actually ties perfectly into some of the comments you made spontaneously. So I saw this comedy bit, which I dropped the link for you there in the chat.
Got it.
So the comic's name is Jim Brewer. And so this is him doing an impression of ACDC doing the hokey pokey.
ACDC doing the hokey pokey. This should be interesting.
Yeah. So are you up and ready?
Yep.
All right, here we go. Ready? 1. Oh,
yeah.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
I was always into like hard rock growing up, man. I loved 80s metal. Oh. How did I not? Rob Halford of Judas Priest, boy. He come out with his leather pants on and just scream. That's the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. And the most fun band I've ever seen is ACDC. If you've never seen ACDC, go see them. The guys are 50 years old. Yeah, Larry, give me like a little, just like a, yeah. ACDC, first of all, the guys are like 50. And none of them are above like 3 feet high. Angus Young for an hour and a half. But the best is Brian Johnson. He comes out. They can take any song. They all sound the same. It's always the same concert, but it rocks. They can take the Hokey Pokey and tear it up. They gotta come out like, put your left foot in. Ooh, put your left foot out. Shake it! Shake it! Shake it all about doing the hokey pokey! And they always have a breakdown like this. This looks like a hokey pokey crowd! You guys want to do the hooker pooker? Repeat after me. You ready? You ready? You ready? Understand a word he says, but it sounds so awesome. All you hear him is say, "You ready?" Bring on us out of town. Keep your hands covered. And I got you. Press him out. You ready? Repeat after me. 1, 2, 3. Hokey pokey. Ooh. 2 more, you ready? 1, 2, 3. Hokey pokey! This one, I want you to take out all your anger. Ooh. Your wife makes you crazy. Your boss, you want to kick him in the nuts. Make it dangle on the back of his honey. One last primal scream! Come out! 1, 2, hokey pokey! You guys made a lot of fun. Thanks for hanging out. I was always into like hard rock growing up, man. I love metal.
Fairly entertaining.
Yes, yes,
He does a great impression, actually.
he does. He does. And although I was able to pick up a few words of what he was saying, including, you can't understand a word he's saying.
Yeah, I don't know where I saw that at, but apparently he does. That's kind of one of his shticks, is impersonating other rock and roll musicians as part of his comedy show. So that'd be fun to see, I think.
He's got the moves. He would have made a good rock and roll, heavy metal performer.
I saw somebody kind of commenting that whenever Brian Johnson finally retires, this guy should take over.
There you go.
Yeah, he said they're 50. They're way older than 50. Of course, I don't know when that was recorded, but
Yeah.
which makes it even more impressive, right? Some of these guys who are like, your age.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And still out there touring. I'm sure not many of them are running in place through a whole song anymore, but they go out there and put on a show.
There was not a rock and roll band, but a fairly popular band nonetheless, B-52s. You've probably heard of the B-52s.
I've heard of them.
And the main lead singer is this guy, and they're getting old. And we saw him last year or 2 years ago, I guess, before the pandemic. And yeah, he would come out for 2 or 3 songs, and then he would disappear for a few songs, and they play stuff that didn't involve him. And then he'd come out for a couple songs.
Yeah. Go back and sit in the recliner for a few minutes and recuperate.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was imagining. I don't know what he was doing, but it was sort of funny. And definitely older, not dancing around quite as much, but still a hell of a show. So
I suppose one of these days, one of the old big rock and roll groups will go out on tour, and they come out on stage in wheelchairs or crutches or in a hospital bed. Wow.
Yeah. Okay, well, even though this was sort of a fun, kind of different approach, you still got to give it a rating.
Okay. Like I say, I'm going to put it on in the library, and I'll give it a 7, maybe 7.5.
Oh, wow. I'm sort of
That's pretty
surprised.
good.
Yeah, this was another one that I was kind of like, I'm not sure. I don't know. It was an unknown variable. I've never known you to be like a big ACDC fan, so that was consistent with what you said. We were like, ACDC, I don't know, maybe. I'm sure there would be a half dozen ACDC songs if I played them. You'd go like, oh, okay, I recognize that.
If we had time, I would pull up the cello guys. I think it's just called Two Cellos, and see how. But we'll save that for another time.
We'll save it for another time. Okay, excellent. So that was fun. 7 or 7.5, better than I expected. And hey, look, that was a way to wake you up. So my actual intention was to kind of see, that was your morning coffee.
Oh, you got my blood pumping, man. I'm yeah.
I can
I'm
tell.
on the edge of my seat.
I can tell. Yeah. Awesome. Okay. Any final words?
No, thanks for sharing that with me. I hope our viewers will continue to send comments and suggestions. I'm sure with ACDC, as popular as they are, we'll get a bunch of recommendations for others of their songs.
Oh my, they've got so much. They've got so much. Yeah. So I would not doubt that in the slightest.
I'll be checking them out.
All right, cool. All right, let's wrap this one. And thanks, guys. Thanks for joining us. And we'll catch you all next time.
Thanks very much. See ya.
Peace out.